Hi, and welcome to our Google Drive shared folder. Everything's up and running. I've uploaded pretty much everything I've done and do in these folders, separated out by unit, and I've uploaded a few things that I have colleagues that have done as well. And as the course goes on, if you send me ideas and lesson things, I'll upload those as well. So we have this place we can come to have access to all these resources. So in these folders, there is a lot of PowerPoints and PDFs for worksheets or handouts or things that I've done in class. If there's anything that's strange with the formatting, sorry. I do everything in Pages and Keynote, but I had to export everything into PowerPoint and Word and things, so there might be some formatting weirdness, but so all of these PowerPoints are in here. There's also the video clips in here as well. Now these actually don't need to be downloaded. You can just click on these to play them, and you could play them directly right here out of the Google Drive if you had an interest in that with your classes. They don't need to be pre-downloaded or anything.
Go away,
You can full screen them down here.
Busy? You are a high.
Classic Greek video there. So let me take you back to the planning folder here. I just want to give you a quick shot of how I kind of plan things out. I love planning. Let me show you kind of how I've done it in the past. When I used to teach all subjects, I would use this Excel file here, and it's separated out by every week of the year. This one's actually rather old. This is from 2010. But it has each day of the week and so on, and it goes down, and it has running throughout the whole thing what we're doing in reading, writing, math, science, and social studies. You can see back then I used to teach social studies and science every other week. I would do one. I switched that to every other day later on. But the good thing about this document is it's actually formatted to print nicely. It'll print the entire school year plan over a 10-page sheet. So this is actually kind of a nice template I used to use. I threw one of these in here. It's right here. It says blank year 2015. However, the days are set for the Canyon School District, so I'm sure you have different data days or professional days than me. So you might, if you do want to use that, you might have to adjust the days just a little bit. That's kind of my year plan. Now, since I teach just social studies, I uploaded a sample year here of what I will be doing in social studies. This is for 2015. This is what I'll be doing next year. You know, give or take a day. Things might change a bit as we have assemblies or field trips, but this document is in here, and it's just a sample of how I will be doing the entire school year in social studies this coming year. It has everything, every day's activity for the whole year, and they're not very descriptive. It kind of just says what we're doing. But I just finished making just now this daily plans with explanations, and that actually has more of a detailed description of what each day's activity entails. So we have the introductory content unit, Mesopotamia, and it goes through. This is actually, as you can probably see down here at the bottom, this is actually a 30-page document that talks in a little bit of detail about what I would do each day for the lesson for that day. I just want to show you some other planning things. So this was my year map, and I would have across the bottom a couple things. You know, I would track the students' reading levels A through Z. Here, their Lexile levels. I would always keep track of. I have all these tabs down here. This kind of an overview of major concepts in some of those subjects I would teach, and in history, you know, major concepts in history, major concepts in science, centers, groups I like to do. I also taught guitar to my kids after school. Here's a little Lexile chart that shows kind of how the Lexiles progress through. This is actually kind of a nice file. This is formatted to print off. I used to use this to explain to the parents, you know, where the student's Lexile level was, because you can see there's quite a bit of overlap as to the levels. So that's just kind of an older file I used to use. This was a file I used to use for my weekly plans. So this is a typical week. I started off with my literacy block, writing, math. We had rotations in this time. Science and social studies came here. So this is my day. You can see the times across the top, subjects Monday through Friday. We had early out back in the day. So this, again, is formatted to print nicely. It'll print off a nice colored version here of everything that's going on. And I used to make these for the week and print them off. And then here on this right column of materials, I would write down or type in if I needed to make copies or what specific materials I needed to prep for that day. and then those, printed on a separate sheet that I could carry around and gather everything I needed. But then I'd have these plans. And I have down here at the bottom tabbed out for the entire school year what my lessons would be for week to week. I would fill this in at the beginning of the week and then go ahead and print these off. So that's another planning tool I used to use. So a lot of this is in here. I have a sample, the sample school year for 6th grade in here, and the daily plans, all the descriptions of my lessons I'll be doing this next coming year. So it's all in there, as well as blank, like actual versions, these Excel versions or this doc version, which are editable. Of course, the PDFs aren't. So feel free to browse.